Oh, 92, October 92.
Oh, yeah.
And you tend to lose interest in things for a while. You become concerned about your health for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, the thing was, we moved, didn't we? We did a lot more.
Yeah, we did more when we were at
when we were in
Bude,
Bude
than,
than we do in
but since we went to Taunton, got so many other things to do, whereas at Bude there's
It's not
absolutely
quite
nothing
so
to do,
easy
so
in Taunton.
family
It's harder
history is
to
as good as
travel, you
anything.
know.
Yeah.
Family used to come down to Plymouth regular spot.
I know.
I used to come down and sit in the library till they closed at 9 and then go and get a meal and then drive back to Bude.
That's it.
Yeah. But of course, even then, the library, finished up, the library was no good to me anymore. I'd done everything. And I had to be trips to Truro, and of course, if we went to Taunton, get to Truro was a bit of a bind. It wasn't too bad from Bude, but
That's right.
because everything's got to be done from parish records
And you spent
now.
some money, didn't
Oh
you?
yes,
Yeah, Jack's house.
yeah. Got as far as
Oh, yeah,
There's
1877.
a funny thing, June. She
Well,
used
it'll
to
be
look at my house, she said, you're always
1777.
such lovely activity. I'm thinking
Yeah, it's
for
not a big
that
lot, really. It's wearing 9 to 10
I don't know.
year olds, but I mean, Bob's tall and his mum's quite.
I said to Kenny, it's a pity.
Wherever I want to do it, I've got a definite proof of a link. You know. It's,
Well, you just went back to great, didn't you?
yeah, I
What's
went
he
back.
got on his
Yeah,
shirt?
that's right.
What
Yeah.
is it, Jen?
Gladiators.
Oh, is it?
It's lovely. So
Let me have a look.
Go on from him. His
Oh,
dad
glitter
was.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
His
I
dad
saw
was
that in the shop the other day.
Frederick
Like
James
that.
Joel. His dad was Frederick Joel.
Do you like the
First-
gladiators then?
The first one
Which one
to
do you
bring
like
the family
best?
to Plymouth in 1840.
We're
from Falmouth.
He's too spiteful.
Who's these?
In fact, the first
this is my.
the first one, the first Joel of our chain born in Plymouth was Frederick James, who was their granddad.
How old is she?
Then their dad was, by the way, they were all cordwainers, if you know what a cordwainer is.
No, I don't know what a cordwainer is.
Shoemaker, shoemaker.
Really?
And then,
She won't want her cup of tea.
and then their dad was John Borlase, and he was a tailor.
I got the kettle on for the hot water.
And his dad was,
For your hot
I
water
can't
bottle.
remember. And then they got back to Roger, and he's been a lost
What
track.
time's she coming?
She's been
Roger Shaw.
generally about
Fisherman.
20 past 6 o'clock.
That's a load of codswallop.
No mine.
Yeah. Well, how that's come about, and I haven't traced where it happened, but I intend to sometime, is, you know, your brother was called John Nathaniel, your dad was called John Nathaniel. Well, they were the only two John Nathaniels, because prior to that, all Johns who were elder sons were all called John Borlase.
That's a John Blaze.
And John Borlase, and Borlase is a,
He went to America.
well, John Borlase, Borlase is a surname of a well-known Cornish family, still around, who's still got a country house at Pendeen, it's called, in St Justin, Roseland, and but they're the ones who owned all the mines in Cornwall.
Yeah.
And the only relationship we've got is elder sons got their name as a Christian name, which leads me to believe that somewhere along the line, some little wench, a Joel wench, got into trouble with the Lord of the Manor, a Borlase, had a son and gave him a second Christian name of the father, but kept her maiden. That's what we think, but I haven't been able to prove that yet.
Yeah, but he always said he was at mine.
Yes, he
Yeah, there's no
Who
mine.
did?
We've gone.
Granddad.
Granddad.
Yeah, yeah.
It was something over a birth certificate.
I've
Something
heard
over
that.
a birth certificate.
Yeah.
He said to the solicitor, he was down the bus, and he said, I want all or none.
Yeah.
This was our great-grandfather.
Yeah.
He goes into a pub and he gets a bottle and goes like that. And the bottle flew back and cut the vein.
Your great-grandfather was called Frederick.
Yes, sir. Well, so was my,
Your
grandfather.
Yeah, your granddad was called Frederick
That's
James.
what he's just done here.
Yeah, yeah. But there's no sign of any of it in the
Your
documents.
great-granddad
There's no
was
wills
called
anywhere.
John Borlase. And he was a tailor. And he was at one time, you say he was rich, but at one time he was living in, he didn't die there.
He was a
moved
Lord
out.
Mayor, wasn't he?
No.
He was
He
at
died-
Margaret.
She
married a Lord Mayor,
Who
didn't
married
she?
a Lord Mayor, or married somebody who became a Lord
Yeah,
Mayor.
that's
That was her
right.
son.
No.
No. He was
No, the
called.
John Borlase you're talking about, the first knowledge.
He was a solicitor or something, was he?
No, it's a tailor.
Taylor.
Blaze.
No, he was a tailor, a jobbing tailor, who brought the family up here, from Falmouth to here. And first knowledge I had of him was in the 1851 census, when he was in a place called, I've even seen sketch maps of it, must take a photograph of it. What was it called? Something Portion for the Poor. It was a workhouse. There used to be a workhouse on the Barbican. Well, his first place of abode in Plymouth was the workhouse on the Barbican. That's John Blaze. This is the one who had all this fortune, you know.
That's right. He went to America.
And his dad, no. He died in the Barbican area. What's it called? Castle Hill.
That's right.
Castle Street. Oh, Castle Dyke.
Castle Dyke.
The Barbican, there's a whole little list of streets there. Castle Street, Castle Dyke. Yeah, but they're up off North Street, and New Street, up off to the left. Still little narrow lanes. They're still there.
Well, going up to the old.
Yeah. And if you go up towards the Hull and go up round that road up to the right, where that leads up to the Citadel up there, well, away to the right, the little crop roads there between there and the Barbican, that's Castle Street and Castle Dyke Lane. All
Is that near Lanier?
Yeah, Lammy, that's right. Well, that's where the Joes lived when they first came up from Cornwall.
Oh, did they?
Fred was the first. Fred, your great granddad, was the first to come to Plymouth, 1840. I can tie that down quite well because they were in Cornwall for the 1840 census, but in 1841. Where was it? Fred.
They'd moved to Plymouth by then.
They moved to Plymouth. No, what did I?
I'm going to do your eyes, aren't I?
Yeah, Margaret was born. The Margaret you were talking about was the eldest child.
That was Granddad's auntie.
Yeah.
Auntie Margaret.
That's right. Well, she was born in Falmouth.
Was she?
But her brother, who was Frederick James, was born in Plymouth. He was the first one to be born in Plymouth. And I got that from his birth certificate, of course. Oh yeah, that's how I knew when they moved to Plymouth, because in the 1840 census, they were still in Falmouth.
Oh yeah.
And when he was born, I think it was about 1841, I'm not sure.
Granddad used to say that this here he was on the bus and my great-great-grandfather said, I want all or none.
Yeah.
And he went in the pub, he took a bottle like that and it comes out and he bled to death.
Well, none of the Joes that are linked to us, there are other Joes.
No.
The rich Joes are the Stoke Emerald Joes. And again, there's half a link there, but I don't know what it is. Because it's John Blaze, she came from Penson. He came
You never feels it.
They eventually settled in
Heat or the cold?
The cold.
But they were married at
I'm heating
Stoke
on.
Emerald.
Oh yeah.
Hour in the morning before I get up.
Called the Cornwall Militia.
And about 5:30.
Margaret lived in Old.
Oh, well, Margaret, she
That's why your
she moved
On the really cold days, I put one bar of the fire on.
Uncle John.
Whereas we've got ours on nearly all day. We feel the cold.
Your dad.
Yeah, we've got to go outside to stick on.
Oh yeah, it's like it. As soon as he walks in the front door, he has to take his glasses off because Steve.
Well, it's the only house I know where glasses, Steve.
Because he wasn't in Plymouth. He was at home with your Margaret.
Yeah, they do.
She
I think we're living in the Far East so long.
He went missing.
Our blood is our blood is thin, so we spend a lot of time in the cold. So because we feel the cold.
But he didn't live with his
12 years old.
He never spoke to
On
us.
and on.
No, he went missing anyway. No.
That's right. He never spoke
And then
to
we had
us.
Cyprus as well, tours inside. So we spent a lot of time in the heat, so of course it
And
brings
she
your blood down
was
a
a
bit.
little, she was a little,
Before that.
and she was
Probably,
thin,
yeah.
and she used to have
Yeah,
I'd spent as much time as you
Yeah.
on the first tour in the heat.
She used to
You
have
felt
an
the
Alice.
cold even then, I did.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
On the chair.
And now Bob feels it more than I do.
Yes.
Much thinner.
True. Yeah, when he takes medicine to keep it thin.
And Gran used to
Even
sit
before that,
there.
his blood was thinner than most people.
Yeah.
I didn't know Gran very much, but I've seen
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
But Gran Joe
Yeah, it's only
used to
on
go
aspirin.
and bring in
2 every morning, 2 small ones.
He's got none at all.
Gran.
I'll sit there
2 every morning and then
cold.
Place.
just a blood pressure tablet, that's all he has to take.
And reading between the lines, I didn't know any different. But
No,
reading between
Perhaps
the
I might thicken my
lines
blood up.
from all the
Maybe,
paperwork I've done, I reckon this Frederick Young James, who was your actual granddad, wasn't it? I reckon he was a bit of a lad, wasn't he, with the females.
Oh yeah.
He actually owned a good shoemaker business out in Devonport at one time.
But Grandad was a shoemaker.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But he owned a business called Double Bar, two people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Street, Devonport.
Something and Joel, wasn't it?
Yeah, something in Joel, I don't
Yeah.
know. Boot and shoemaker.
Yeah, that's right.
He
Yeah.
then, when he died, he was living in.
Blue, red and white socks.
Because he died the same year I was born.
That's right. Yeah.
29,
Yeah, I did. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Can't remember what that's something Cot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Copside.
No.
No, it was out Devonport way still. He seemed to have ostracised himself from the rest of the Joels and
Nah.
shoved off out to Devonport.
We get the impression reading through the
We got the impression he
things.
didn't
He
get
was
on with
a,
people.
he was a bit of a Jack the Lad. I think so. Yeah. I think he gave. What was she called? No.
Nellie.
Nellie.
What size your
No,
trainers
was it
are?
Nellie?
Nellie was my mother.
Oh,
Yeah,
very.
no, not your mother.
No,
No, we weren't talking about your dad,
They
talking
don't do
about your
halves in
granddad.
trainers.
Frederick James. Yeah, what was she called? Little,
I don't know what
tiny woman, wasn't she?
I don't know what Grandad's got, whether she was
Well,
called
the
that or
midwife knows he's going to be
not.
taller than
Yeah,
me.
she's got
I'm
Mary Ellen.
6'2".
Mariella.
Mariella,
My
that's
mother was.
Yeah, your mother was.
I told her that my mother's mother.
She said,
Oh, yeah.
she said you assume
I
makeup.
didn't know her.
I don't know whether she was called
What was he,
either.
147
But your father's
centimetres?
mother was a little tiny woman, wasn't she?
Yes, she
Ever
was.
so tiny, because we've got photographs of her.
She was like, she was
About
so,
that long.
like a little angel.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Eh? We've got photographs of them, and he looks a real Jack the Lad. He's got devilish jowl eyes.
Knock it out, girls.
Hilda, he's got the devilish jowl eyes, he's got your eyes.
Your mum gets you clothes.
Frederick
and then I
James.
get you clothes for children.
Your granddad has got your eyes, or you've got your granddad's eyes, because we've got a photograph of him. He's got the devilish,
He's
eyes.
only got one eye.
Well, he's only got one, but he's a devilish. And granddad had the same sort of eyes, yeah. Yeah. But he certainly looks as if he's got a devil in him, you know. Yeah. Now we'll have to go see him, get Christopher to bed. Yeah.
You're going up right home now, are you?
We'll have to. It'll be his bedtime by the time I get home, Mark Rose, that's it. He gets up so early in the morning, and then he stays up late at night, he doesn't sleep.
Yeah, that's right. You bring him to go early.
That's right, he's usually in bed by 7.
Anyway, it's lovely to see you.
Well, we're determined to come down if it's snowing.
I'll have to bring a print out of my family tree.
Yeah, you must, yeah.
Hey, that's what I was going to say, Bob. I'd
Yeah.
love to see
Well, we
that.
could send it you.
But I've only done it on the Joel Main. I've not traced up the female lines.
Females don't count, you know.
No.
But you can only
It's a
do.
Joel male chauvinist.
No, you
Joel.
can only
Can
do
you
one
say,
at a time.
Bob, that
can't
the
you?
females
you
don't
really,
count?
Yeah.
Well,
Because they
it-
get married
But if it's
and
the
then you
name
said
you
you've got a
trace,
different
it
name.
I mean, I'm doing what they call a one-name study.
Oh,
So,
I
You
see.
get too involved if you try and trace
I
it.
mean, you can't trace all the trees. You got to make it out where you're going, you know.
That's
Yeah,
right.
oh, very good.
Well, it's a big
Especially, you
family.
start to think of it. Suppose I decided to look into my family history, or whatever. First of all, my dad, with all that line,
From Truro.
and I've already gone up the male side back to 77, but I would have to go up his mother's line, and his mother's mother's, and, you know, and then the same up my mother's line, you
That's
know.
it.
Oh, it becomes
Too much,
There
isn't
was
it?
a fisherman in Howie, that's
Yeah.
the latest one, 1740. And this was Roger.
See if you spot
And,
Maggie Earl, Bob.
I did
we
back
didn't
then.
did?
find any
Yeah.
trace of his birth, so we can't
See
get
the
back
size
any
of
further
it.
now.
You might see the state.
Yeah, I saw her. I think it was her.
In Bude, it
Oh,
wasn't too
yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
And living in Taunton, it's a lot further.
that's right.
We were only saying today
That's
how
her,
many
isn't it?
hours we used to spend at Plymouth Library.
That's one.
Because we went
Yeah.
down one of the roads in the town and we saw Gregory's Steakhouse and said, my God, the meals we've had in there late at night. We used to come to Plymouth, sometimes about lunchtime,
Yeah.
straight to the library.
Often
And we
didn't call
used
one
to
of the weekend because we
Deck on
couldn't
and
spare the time.
couldn't spare the time. We used to go to Plymouth Library and we'd be there till they closed at 9 o'clock.
Yes, so
And
you
we
say.
suddenly realised we hadn't even had a cup of tea.
Oh,
And I said, God, I'm dying of thirst. You know, it's getting, the eyes were beginning to pop out your head by this
That's
time
it.
because
All these
you're so busy
microfiche
looking at the
machines, oh,
microfiche and
God.
looking for names. And you're staring at this damn thing and you're absolutely boggle-eyed by the time
of
you
course
got
you
out.
do, that's right.
So we sort of staggered out starving and went straight to Gregory's Steakhouse. and had a meal and a few drinks, and then drove back to Bude, you know, and it'd be
Of course, most of what we were doing there, we're looking at the census return.
Oh, yes.
If you're interested, there's a new census out. We've never looked at
Oh,
it
yeah,
yet.
there is, yeah, that's good.
1888, no, the 1888 one is now.
What was that?
1891's out.
Just a little bit.
Oh, 1891. Sorry, yeah,
1891's
that's what I mean.
out.
1891.
You see, not allowed to, the census returns, they're not allowed to
Yeah.
print them. You
But the
can't sell them
1891,
over years.
1891, because of modern things, it'll be better than all the others.
Yeah.
Because it'll be indexed.
That's right.
The earlier ones weren't indexed.
Yeah, and apparently they've got Cornwall, Devon, Somerset, some of Dorset. Woman across the road told me
What?
that these are all out. She'd seen them. You
Where-
know, bank managers. Why?
Yeah, see where? Where did she study them?
Don't know. Can't
So they'll be in Plymouth Library.
They'll be in Plymouth Library. She,
I don't-
she
I
didn't
don't
say
know what I've been
Plymouth.
told.
I think she said Falmouth.
Oh, yeah, well, they
They
would be
should
there.
have gone.
Yeah.
Across the road, we just had a couple move in. There was a retired bank manager from, where did they say, Barnstable?
Barnstable.
Barnstable.
yeah.
Was that a
Barnstable.
Barnstable?
Yeah, from Barnstable, yeah. And she does family history.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so she was telling me the other day that all the census, the 1891 census.
Plus, the fact there's no guarantee you'd get anywhere, because
No, true.
if your ancestors are Cornish, you're luckier than anybody else. Because the Cornish parish registers are 93%.
Well, the Grand was
93% complete. Yeah.
Rosie said her mother was a lady.
Yeah,
Yeah, that mother, no, not mother's mother.
No.
I said father's mother.
Was a lady.
Was the gran or auntie or something. Yes, that's right. And she was disowned because she married to...
Frame brick with the eyes.
I'm trying to think
Well,
of
it's
the
not
females
according
who
to
married
it seems
and now.
it's not true, isn't it? She said.
Or B-O-R,
Of course, she was called Osborne, I think.
Osborne, that's right.
It's mixed up with...
Let's go now. Go.
But I was working up on the tower house.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Aunt Maud was a chambermaid, and I was the washwoman. I used to do all the washing, and Maud was singing "Sunshine East,
Sorry.
the sun shines west, but I know where the sun shines best." And always he goes over the stairs.
Right in amongst the seats.
She had all the sheets. It's a good job she had an armful of sheets. And of course the other servants had a good laugh. They were saying, "Maud, the sun shines east, the sun shines west."
And then tell her about you.
Where you gone, Mum? Oh, there you are.
How many
Give us a
that?
smile.
1, 2.
And then,
Right.
Later on. Go.
and then
Maud.
no, you said about me.
Yeah. Oh man.
Go.
Right. Anyway, anyway, I washed the girls for Sunday school, and Mother said, "You better wash the clothes afterwards." So I did. I washed the clothes and then I ironed it, and I had flat irons, and I was singing, "I'd like to fall asleep and wake up in my mummy's," and
Too late.
I smelled the gas out. I was like, "Oh my gas, it's escaping." I opened up the oven door and I was out on the landing. I was blown out there. It's a lucky thing I had the door open.
Crikey, that's dangerous.
And it blew me right outside the door on the landing. Everybody come running out of their houses. They said, "Oh, things were falling off the wall."
Come on, Mosley.
Explosion, they said. So, anyway.
Anyway.
Anyway. Mrs. Dolan, because she lived next door,
Oh, Dolan, yeah.
and she said, "Oh my God, she's an explosion somewhere." Of course, when Mother come up, I had no hair. All my hair was gone. I said, all my hair was gone. And so she said, "Oh my God," she said, "all my face was all smart and smart." Anyway, so that was me. Mother said I looked a proper comical with no hair. Oh, I had all curly hair. I used to have curly hair. And it's all right back, I had no hair there. And it just...
Oh my God. Oh, come on, Rosie.
She's doing this to see whether I'm going to make a mistake.
Oh
And
dear.
what else funny that happened then?
Violet used to sleepwalk, and she walked on the landing, and then we used to hold her, and she'd come down on the gas stove, and then we'd lead her back to bed again. Oh, and then we put her back to bed again. Wouldn't we?
Oh dear.
I can him snoring.
Oh, come on, Rosie.
Go.
Charlie, you know, we used to be in my anniversary.
Yeah.
And was that still carry on? It used to be on the anniversary, and we used to have games of, he'd say if you was a carrot, you'd be a sausage. Uncle John used to say sausages. Sausages, he used to say. And we all used to laugh. And then Charlie would say, he'd talk to you and he'd say, so he says, sausages. Sausages. He couldn't say sausages. It said, spin the plate, and we used to spin the plate, and then we used to play postman's knock. Of course, somebody outside the
Did you
door.
ever pay a forfeit?
That's right. And then we used to play pass the parcel, and well, there's a lot of different things we used to play, didn't we?
Yeah. That time when they rats and we all ran out and left Mother in the kitchen.
Oh, yes. I was to work, and there was a great rat in the kitchen, because we had a bakehouse at the back of the house. It was a bakery, you see. And so what's he called? Joe was there, Elsie's husband. And they all ran out and left Mother in the kitchen.
Shut her in the kitchen.
And Mother was trying to get out, and Joe had the handle out on her. He was holding the handle outside.
No, she chopped his bloody head off
So
the
Mother
rat.
had a chopper, and she chopped his head right in half.
Yeah.
She chopped his head right in
Climbed
half.
all up on the gas stove.
That's
Ooh.
right. So
Go.
Joe was outside, holding the door, and Mother was trying to open the door. She couldn't. So the only thing she got was picked up a chopper and chopped the washed him right in half. So, yeah.
Rat.
Remember that time when there was a buck rat? Father had it, called it in the cage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's one of their cages they went through,
that's
but they could never get out.
no, but he got out.
Yeah.
It was a buck rat.
Yeah. Go
Because
on
we
then.
used to be always out watching him.
Yeah, come on then, Rose.
That's why we were always out watching him.
Tell him some more stories.
Have a little pause for a minute. Ready, steady, go. Right,
He was a
go.
proper sport, though.
Oh, he was good, really.
Yes, he was a proper
He
sport.
taught me how to dance and
He
take
did
the
me.
corners. He's on his bloody knees to me.
Was he? I remember.
He's on his knees to me.
Ooh.
I'm trying to get the right shot.
I'm glad some buggers goes on their knees to me. Come on then, Dozy.
I thought he was talking about Charlie Earl.
Is it my turn?
Last a long time up, didn't it?
Did. We
Do
never
you
had much
remember-
money, but we had a bloody good time,
Do
never
you,
mind.
do you remember when Mother used to go to pictures, we used to play shops? Because we used to have dummy likes such as tea and all sorts of what Mother used to have in the shop. And Mother used, when it got a bit dirty, Mother used to say, you can add that. And we used to add buttons for money, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we used to add buttons for money. So, anyway, yes, and I used to, there was we used to have buttons for money, and we used to, suppose we selling all sorts of stuff, didn't we?
Come on, man.
Matches. We used to have empty boxes of matches. And, you used to have some fun. Then we used to play schools. I had to be the teacher. I was the teacher. But we had some fun.
Bloody laugh and put me off it.
You are.
She's not bloody
So
Dan.
what's the score?
She's not so green as she's cabbage looking, you know.
She's what?
Sherry hadn't affected me like that.
Aye?
The sherry hadn't affected me like that.
I know that, Rosa.
Say that again. Say that again. What you say?
Sherry has not affected me like that. Not like Mum says she has.
What did you
I
say
give
to
her
that?
more, you see, Ken.
You did,
Oh, you
did you?
did.
I did.
But it's an empty bottle outside.
Oh, God, we
I
never...
give her some more. I said,
Sure.
is that enough, Hilda? She said, yes. That'll do. She said, I showed it to her.
I didn't see it.
You did. You said, yes, that's
I
all
said,
right.
yeah,
Rose."
Rose, that's all right, but I don't know how much was in there.
Oh, dear. Better start singing, show me the way to go home.
I'm going to wake up in your mother's arms.
Oh, that was a game.
Oh, that was a good old day.
Mrs. Dolan come running out and other people, they said explosions somewhere.
And Rosie said, oh, I've done it.
No, I didn't. I wasn't sure we said
Oh, I know something. When we was playing, do you remember up Bath Lane? It used to be a little narrow lane going
Yes,
to
it
the
wasn't.
back doors.
That was Bath Lane.
Yeah, well, we was all playing there, and they said, oh, Hilda Jar wouldn't go up that lane. She's afraid she may of the boogeyman. I said, no, I'm not. They said, yes, you are. So I was walking up this lane, and they had a bit of string across there. And I cut my throat right across.
Did you?
Yeah, and I got something and put up to it to stop the blood. And when I got indoors, Florio was ironing. And so she said, what you done? I said, they put a rope across the lane and I cut my throat. Oh, Mother'll kill you when she gets home. Yeah. Did not bloody hurt though.
I bet it did.
But anything else you can say, Rose?
Right.
My gosh, what am I going to do with it all?
Tell them about your concerts, what you used to have.
Oh yes, we used to have concert, Ken.
Hang on, look.
We have for
Oh,
dinner.
I have a lovely dinner, a lovely lunch.
Yeah.
Yes. And
We
then-
had prawn cocktail last night.
Oh, we do. We had that for
Big
Posh
starters.
Good start.
Starters.
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 And then we had a nice roast dinner. I says, don't give me too much, Joan. Well, what you can't eat, leave, she said.
And what did you say?
Well, I don't leave it, I eat it, but you don't put too much in. So she said, is that all right? I said, that's fine. Side by side.
Come on, sit yourself down, Mum.
Oh, come on, Ken.
Sisters.
Sisters. Sisters. Oh, we are but sisters.
Yeah, come on, tell him
Yeah.
that.
Hang on, you've got to sit a bit close, Mum. So
Oh,
get
bloody hell.
Closer, come closer.
Someone keep, yeah, come closer. That's
then.
better.
Go on, Rose, tell him some other stuff.
What was I talking about?
Tell your father, about your jumbo you used to buy.
Oh,
at
I
the
tell you
Selby.
what, when we were younger, Aunt Harvey and I used to be always together.
Me and
And,
Florrie.
and
did.
then,
Say that again, Mum.
And me and Florrie was always together.
And who else was together?
Daisy and Violet, wasn't they?
yes, that's
Yes.
right. And,
So that was Ivy and Rose,
yes.
Hilda and...
Daisy.
No, not Daisy.
Yes.
Hilda and
Daisy.
Daisy.
Florrie.
Florrie, that's better. And it was Daisy and
Violet.
Daisy and Violet.
Yes. And
Sweet violets.
and then there was two girls. There was two sisters.
Yes.
And the four of us. We were only allowed a farthing every Sunday. So we used to put the four farthings together and go over Martin Street. There was a little general shop there. And I'd say, please, can I have a penny jelly? And will you please cut it in four? Because we only had a farthing each. And one Sunday, one Sunday, there was a lady in there. She said, stand back a minute. She had listened to these little girls that's coming in. And I said, please, may I have a jelly? I said, will you please cut it in four? So, anyway, she said, well, I'm never, she said, and we were quite satisfied with this quarter of jelly. And we used to eat it. We used to eat the jelly, we used to love the jelly.
And who was the jelly for then?
Well, for the four of us, a quarter for Violet, a quarter for Ivy, quarter for me, quarter for the other Violet. And then the other one's called Ruby, her sister was called.
Oh, your friends.
Yes. She was called Violet, and the other was called Ruby.
And then we used to buy an apple waist and find a farthing in the corner.
Did you? I never found any money in it.
Did, Rose? And when you got two farthings, you went back and got one free.
Oh, I never had no farthings in mine. I wasn't so lucky.
No.
But I used to go play with the waist. We used to have lovely waist too.
We used to go in Moores and get 3 penny for broken biscuits.
And we used to go up Underwoods and get ours. We used to get ask for a penny for broken biscuits.
And then we used to go at the market with that old doctor, what's it called, when I was supposed to have, I've done my ankle and he's supposed to put it right.
Did he?
He's supposed to.
Oh, well he must have, you said it was all right.
Spiritualist, wasn't he, or something?
Oh yes.
Faith healer.
There was one with ears and you had to put some oil.
You look funny, man.
Funny without ears, isn't it?
You look funny, man. Look funny without your bloody
No, he used to do if anyone was hard hearing, he'd say, I got guitar. He said he had some oil. He said, rub it in the back of your ear, he said, and do a figure 8. So, but he used to do it good. And I used to do a figure 8 because I used to suffer with guitar, and I had to do a figure 8 on it.
And what you put on it then? Nothing.
Yes, he used to sell oil.
Oh.
So,
Doctor something he was called, wasn't he?
I forget what he was called. Remember the sword swallower?
Yeah.
Yes, he used to be up then. He used to have a sword, and he used to stick it down his throat. Didn't
What
he?
about that bloke who used to swallow their knives and all
That's the
that?
one I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was down the bottom of Bath Street though, wasn't it?
Yes, well, he used to be there as well.
Yeah.
And I know when I used to go to meet Perce, the Salvation Army used to always have a meeting, you know, the band on the bottom of like between Union Street and Bath Street. And when it was time, they used to go to Exeter Street. And then, of course, I had to meet Perce up to Exeter Street. I'd march along with them. And I'd keep in step with them. I used to march along with them. And until I got to Eppington Street.
Oh yeah.
Because I used to meet them up the top of Travis Street rather.
Yeah.
But it was the old Travis Street.
Yeah, well, me and Florio used to go up, what was it, Spooners, Dingles,
That's
and
right.
try on all the bloody hats.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
Because I used to work for Nurse Kitts.
yeah.
And when we used to leave in the afternoon, there was another girl, she was called Alice. She worked for one sister, and I worked with the other sister next door to one of them. Mrs. Cornelius, she worked for, and I worked for Nurse Kitts. And so when we finished work, we used to go into John Yost, and we used to try the hats on.
That's what we used to do.
And the person, the shopper said, he said, "Oh, you looks nice in that one." I said, "Yeah, I do, don't I?" I said, "I ain't got the money now." I said, "I have to come up again and buy it." We were always in there trying hats on.
Oh, me and Flora used to try them on, and she used to say, "Don't that look nice in that heel?" And I used to say, "Yeah, Flo, you looks lovely in that hat." And the assistants used to come up and say, "Have you made your mind up, dear, which hat you like?" And we used to say, "Yeah, I like this one best, but we'll go up the road and never look at the others, and if we can't find anything, we'll come back." We used to go nearly every afternoon.
Oh, I used to say, "Well, I ain't got the money with you now, babe, but I can come back."
Yeah.
But every time we used to go in there. Then we used to go in underwards and buy some broken biscuits, or else go up Tuckett's at the top of Union Street and buy Abe of the Waste.
Yeah.
Used to be lovely.
We used to get up 6 o'clock and go and queue up for stale buns.
Oh yes,
Starting's a pillowcase.
I used to go all out Stonehouse.
Case.
Yes.
Full of cakes!
Oh, no, I used to get bread. I had to get bread. I said I had to get bread, and I used to have some loaves, 3 pence of the stale bread.
That's right.
It only used to be a day old.
Yeah.
And some mother used to say,
You have to be down there 6 o'clock though.
no, I used to be outside the door 7 o'clock.
Oh,
And if I didn't have any left in that shop, I'd go from another to another shop, or I'd go right out to where the iron bridge is, you know, to
Yeah.
Stonehouse. There used to be a co-op there.
Oh yeah.
I used to go out there and line
No,
up.
we used to go in that one in Union Street by
That's
the
right.
arch.
Yes.
What was that? Good Bodies, was it?
I don't know, was it?
I don't know. Was
And
it?
there was one down King Street around the corner.
Yeah.
As you go at the corner of King Street and Cecil Street.
Oh, that was,
That was Pooley's.
that's right.
Yeah, that was Pooley's. I said that was Pooley's. I used to go to the co-op.
Point your finger. Point
And
your finger.
Point your finger.
Gran
I'll tell you another thing
Gran
you
had
said.
a horse. Gran had a donkey. And she had a cart. And she used to, one was called Daisy. And and the other one was called Bobby. So one day Daisy was going along, and of course we were in the car with mother, and I went in and got some stale cake and some buns. And of course Daisy felt a bit tired. She just lay and went it on the floor, and we goes over and the buns goes over. And Daisy was eating the buns. Daisy was eating the buns.
Oh dear.
Someone said, "No buns now for tea." She said, "Daisy's on them." Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Now the Barbican to buy fish, and she's to buy queens.
Queen.
And then, yes, because mother used to buy the queens and then go
Her
home.
father.
No, she used to sell them.
Did she?
Yeah, mother used to clean them out, and she'd go out and sell them. And then she'd go down Coxside, down west, I think it was called, and buy wood, some chopped wood, and then we all had a chopper each. And when we come home from school, we weren't allowed to go to play. Mother said, "Go on down and chop the wood." And we used to have, do you know what they have? See, in the butcher shops, they used to have these things to put the animals on to chop there.
Yeah.
Well, one used to sit that side, and the other one used to sit that side. There we would be like the seer, chopping the wood. And then mother used to bundle it up and sell it to so much a bunch, so much a bundle, say perhaps a penny or twopence. And so that was our job. We all had to do it. We all had a chopper each, and one would sit that side, the other would sit that side. There we go, like just chopping up wood like that.
We never used to argue or fight much, so did we?
No, we didn't.
Make
Oh,
up
we'd
for
stick
it
up
now.
for one
Aye?
another.
So you make up for it now.
We didn't, did
I
we?
say, we used to, if anyone was down on the other, we'd be stick up for you, like me. When I was down sewing, because I used to do all the patching, and I think it was you and Violet and Florrie or Daisy, playing with those girls, those Irish girls, and I don't know what happened, but you come down, somebody come down crying. I said, now what's the matter with you? Oh, they said, so-and-so been hitting us. Goes and she said, she's up hitting Florrie or something. And I goes up, I had me back towards the door. The auntie come out, I used to have long hair then. She caught hold of me the hair and swung me around the lane. With me hair.
Tell him about when that dog bit Daisy.
Oh yes, Daisy, Edie and Uncle Sid got married. So Daisy had tuppence. So she must have been about 4-year-old, I think. She must have been about 4-year-old. And she goes up to the corner shop, because we didn't live far away from Bill Bay. And she asked for a tuppence card so that she could give him for a wedding present.
Yeah.
So as she went up there, this dog sprang at her. She was called Ethel.
I thought, yeah, and she lived in the corner house.
No, she lived in the lane.
Oh, that's right, down the bottom, wasn't it?
She had to go downstairs.
That's right, and our back way was that way in the lanes, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
And anyway, they bit the muscle of her arm out.
And it was hanging off, wasn't it?
That's right. So she still had that mark, you know.
I know she did.
And then after he'd done that to Daisy, he sprang at Florrie.
Oh.
But they was lucky, but they had to destroy the dog in the end.
Yeah, I know.
They didn't destroy him first, but they had to destroy him because Mother seen about it.
Yeah.
And they had to destroy the dog.
Wait. Go.
When I went up for the operation, the nurse said, how old are you? I said, I was born 1904. I said, the 9th month of the 24th. I said, I should be 90 next birthday. She said, what? I said, 90 next birthday. So she said, well, you don't look it. So anyway, she said, well, will you give me the secret of how to keep young? I said, yes. Keep smiling. I said, good.
You should have done a bloody good hard day's work.
No, I said, keep smiling. And she, oh, that's a good idea, she said.
Mother always used to say hard work never killed anybody.
It's true.
Didn't you?
Because we did work hard.
Bloody hard.
Yes, we did.
I mean, we used to have to go to work and come home and work.
That's right. Well, when I worked in the Royal Hotel, because there was a Royal Hotel, you know, opposite Dennis Top. And it was like, as the Roman, there were pillars and all that there.
Yeah, I used to work for the Jockeys Club.
Did you?
All the time.
Well, I used to work in there. I was a stillroom girl. And all I used to do was wash dishes. I used to go 7 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock. Then I'd go home till 4 o'clock, and I'd have to go back again till 10 o'clock. The next day I would go 7 o'clock in the morning and work right on to 6 o'clock. That's how the next day it would be 7 till 1, 1 to 4, and back to work again. All I used to do was wash dishes and do toast.
No days off.
Oh no! Oh yes, I think I had.
No, we didn't. I didn't.
I think I had half a day off.
We used to work Saturdays, Sundays.
I think I used to.
Never got any extra money for it.
Well, I didn't have. I used to get 10 shillings. I got 10 shillings for that. They had all the actresses and that used to.
Oh yeah.
There's over 300 beds there.
Yeah, was that then? Hotel?
Yes, it was. Royal Hotel it was.
Oh.
All that corner.
Well, they only have you then?
I was a stillroom girl.
Oh yeah, washing dishes.
You see, I was, well, they had chefs and French chefs and waitresses and chambermaids. They had all those there, waitresses and waiters.
Because then you used to have the Charlies, didn't you?
Yes, they did, that's right.
But I had no toilets and all that, did they? Like,
Well, then
not like en suites. You had to empty the Charlies.
well, I used to be a chambermaid up on the O,
Yeah.
and then afterwards Maud took on the chambermaid. They wanted me as to sleep in and be a waitress. They wanted to train me as a waitress because they said I would have been a fine waitress. So I was learning, but the servants was arguing and rowing, and they was saying, I'm not going to sleep in here because you had to sleep in the tower. Well, up on the very top, which is like a tower, they called it the Tower House. Up the top of Walker
Well,
Terrace.
then they didn't.
And I tell you
Well,
what,
then they didn't chop your bloody head off, Rose.
when I was a child girl, child woman then, I used to clean all the windows. And up in the tower, I used to get out of the window, climb the roof and clean all the windows.
Did you?
Yes, I used to climb the roof, climb all around the roof to clean the windows.
Yeah.
I'd be on the roof. And then up the top, because there was a 4-story flat house, and Gwen Sargent, she was a waitress. She had to go errand, and I was cleaning the windows. I used to sit out of the windows and clean all the windows.
You did, didn't you?
So one day the
Sash cord.
sash cord broke, and I couldn't get in. My legs was caught, and I was saying, and I had to wait till Gwen come back, and I said, Gwen. She looked up, and I said, will you come up over the window? I said, I can't get in. So when she went out, she found the sash cord gone. It come down on my legs.
Go.
And I used to sit out of all the windows.
I did. You had to.
That's right. And then I went down Nail Bay where Ivy used to work.
Yeah.
That was for the husband, because there was Tower House which she used to have,
Yeah.
and the other down Nail Bay opposite the Continental.
Yeah.
Ivy used to work, and I used to be like a charwoman then.
Yeah.
I used to clean the window, and I got shut out of that window, and I was standing up on the top of the top of what you call it, like my front would be.
Yeah. On the window ledge.
I was standing on the shouting down, will somebody please open the window? I can't open the window. Sash cord went then,
That's fine.
but I wasn't sitting out, I was standing out.
Yeah.
I was standing
Well, you
out.
had to clean the windows, didn't you?
I did, yes, that's right. I did, that's right. Up on the O, up James Terrace, on that same road as what the church used to be.
Oh, yeah.
I used to work there, and I used to do all the housework, all the cooking, all the washing. And when I used to go 7 o'clock in the morning, I had to get the shoes, clean the shoes, because they'd be outside the door. Then she said, get the bath ready for the boss. Put your elbow in to see whether it's too hot to know. I had to put my elbow in to see if it's too hot. And I said, no, it's all right, ma'am. I said, it's quite nice. As I put my elbow in to see whether it's too hot or not for the boss, or he had a bath. She said, put the bath on and put your elbow in. Don't have it too hot, but put your elbow in to see if it's too hot. And that's what I used to do.
Yeah, no.
I used to do the cooking, do the housework. She never had a cloth for the window. She used to have newspaper.
Yeah. Well, they
Wet
did,
newspaper.
didn't they?
Wet newspaper and dry newspaper
Dry
to dry
newspaper.
it all.
I know that was good though, you used to have to do the windows.
That's right, they did.
Yeah.
Clean all the
Then we
bath,
used to have to
clean the bath.
clean the carpet with
Tea
tea leaves.
That's right.
I've done that in Crownhill. I used to go to Crownhill.
Oh, I should do that all
I used
the
to work
time.
for one of mother's, what was she called? Mac. Mrs. Mac something.
Mac Tyre?
McTire.
That's
yeah.
the one Mother used to work with.
Yeah, no, I took her a job, or I used to go there to work, and then there was another one in, down over Pennycombe Quick, and along there somewhere. Mother used to, no, not there. I don't know, another one she used to work, out
She used to
Pepperell.
work more
Out Pepperell.
out Nanamead.
That's right, and Pepperell there. You know where you go along Motley Plain,
Yes, at the
and then you
end,
went around,
near Park Corner,
That's
Park
right.
Hotel.
yeah. I used to work for somebody in there that took her a job.
Because Mother used to be a charwoman.
Yeah.
I remember when I worked at Motley Plain at Nanamead then, I used to go down like that lane, and there was a bungalow there, and when it was that ice, when all the ice was on the, was all these icicles, she used to go out and do the front, and the tears would be coming down my face, and my fingers used to be like this here, with the cold, and I was kneeling,
Yeah.
yes, and she said, go out and clean the front, and I'd be out like, and I could hardly do it, but I had to do it because that was my job. And the tears was coming in my eyes.
We did work so hard, didn't we?
I said the tears was in my eyes with the pain. Because I was like frostbitten, you know. The hands was like up there.
I used to get threatened an hour.
Oh no, I didn't get paid for the hour.
I did.
Now if I was a charman, I used to go charring. I used to earn more money charring than what I did like a week's job.
Yeah.
Because when I was up, Mrs. Cornelius, I was housekeeper. I had to do everything. She said, if you don't ask me nothing, Rose, she said, if you feel the curtains wants to come down, just take it down, she said, and put up clean ones. Then I used to look after the boss, give him his breakfast, give her breakfast, and then she had a daughter called Molly. I used to get Molly ready for school. I used to do all the errands. I used to do all the cooking and all the washing. I used to go 7 in the morning to 6 at night. And I only had to, well, she said you can have 9 shillings a week when I took the job on. But she was so pleased with me, she said, I'll give you 10 shillings. So I had 10 shillings a week. And then I was 17 then.
Oh, another one I took Mother's job, McIntyre.
Miss Aston McIntyre, that's right.
That was in
In Nanamead.
Manamede, yes. She was nice.
That's right. And I worked in a place in one of their houses further off.
Yeah.
There's those stone houses.
Yeah.
And her husband was, they had a building around the corner of Old Town Street. He was to do with horses, horse racing.
Oh, yeah.
He used to be like a bookie. And I forgot what it's called. They had a yellow room, a blue room, a red room, and for the servants you had to go the back way. And then there was a way for the other. Many times I'd come up I didn't know my way. I'd come up the servants' way, and I'd go down over the front. I'd find myself in the passage in the hall again. I thought, oh my God, where am I?
What was your upstairs, downstairs, mate?
Well, yes, but I was a charwoman. I had to do all the dirty work.
I know, I used to work bloody hard.
I'd done the dirty work, see? But I used to get 2 shillings for the morning. If I'd done the day, I'd have a crown.
What was that road near Gas? I don't know, where was it? Tavistock. You know, as you went up Tavistock
Princess
Road.
Square,
No, you walked. No, that's where Ivy got
the
killed,
old
wasn't
Saltash Street. No,
No.
Princess Square, she didn't get care of the Princess Square.
it? Where she got...
Princess Square was nearby where the Royal was.
Oh no, she got
There used to be
Portland
church
Square,
there.
wasn't it?
That's where, I think it's June, June or Pearl got married in that church right around the corner as you go up Locker Street.
Yeah.
Remember?
Well, you know, as you go up your road there,
Yeah.
oh, what can I say?
Which road? This road?
This long Beaumont Road,
Yeah.
then turn up by the park,
Yes.
and then you turn
Tata.
around that way and all they big houses.
Tata Road. Tata.
Yeah, I used to work up there as well.
Did you? I never worked there. I've been in there because a person that was after my flat when she got married. But they
No,
made
I think it was the other way, down that way towards Gaston, near Gaston Place. or something.
Gascoigne Place or Regent Street.
Near, well, Regent, those big houses it was.
Oh, that was Regent Street.
And I used to work in there. And one day, because you had your dinner there,
That's right.
and she gave me my dinner, and then she said afters, because I used to take it into them, and the bloke picked it around and he didn't want it. And so she gave it to me. And I said, I don't want that.
That's right.
And she said, why not? I said, because my mother don't give me other people's to leave us. Why should I eat his?
Well, I said,
And her husband come in and he said, what's all this noise in here? She said, well, I give her afters and she won't eat them. I said, it was other people's leave-offs. I said, you keep your job, I'm going. And I walked out, and as I come out, I banged into Florrie.
oh yeah.
And she said, where are you going? It's not time for you to leave work. I said, I know, I got the sack. She said, don't you go home and tell Mother, she'll kill you. She said, go on, get down the labour exchange and get another job before you go home. So I had to go down Exeter Street and get a job.
Do you know when I was working up Sullivan Stevens, Master Henry used to try to muck about around with the girls. So I was making the pasties. And of course, luckily the pasties wasn't on the table. So he started trying mauling me about. I got hold of him, I gave him a push, knocked him over the table, and he went flying. And I said, I'm going to the office. So I went to go up over the stairs, and he got up quick. He said, oh, for God's sake, Rose, he said, don't do that. Think of my wife and the children. I said, well, that's what you should think of before you start mucking about the girls. Because he did with some of them, you know.
What happened?
Well, I didn't go up. He stopped me from going up. He got on the stairs. Oh, for God's sake, Rose, he said, have pity on me. I said, well, you should remember what you're doing of.
Yeah.
Oh, afterwards he said, Rose this, Rose that. Yes, so anyway, I said, I don't like to be mucked about with.
No.
So
I'm going to bed.
another time, he was called Master Henry. He was called Master Henry, and he was cleaning the currants because he used to clean all the cake fruit, and on the machine, and he must have been like that there, and he cut his finger. He cut his finger.
Oh, shut up, Rose. It meant for
And that was all in with the fruit. That was all in with the fruit.
It was.
He did. He lost his finger. He lost his little finger. It was in with the fruit.
Oh, okay.
I know when I was doing pasties, because I used to make the pasties, and I used to be like that, which I had no rights to do. And I cut my hand. I cut the mark here, and I gave myself an awful cut. So I couldn't claim nothing because I had no rights to do it. You're supposed to have a bit of wood or something to, because it was like a knife working by a machine. And of course I was like this here, for cutting other potatoes. There was a machine for cutting other potatoes, you see. And anyway, he said, well, he said, you had no rights to do that. I said, I know that. Ivy used to be a donut queen. They used to call her the donut queen because she used to cook the donuts. She used to cook the donuts, and I used to stick the jam in with the sugar. She'd get the tray, she'd cook the donut, and then she'd come over and she'd throw it on the slab, and then I'd be with the jam, and then stick it in the sugar, and then I put it on the tray. I pushed him over the table.
What did you call him, Aunt Rose?
And
What did you call him, me once to
he
know?
was called Master Henry.
What's he do to you?
And there was another brother in the other side, and he was called Master Percy.
He tried it on with her, didn't he, Rod?
That's right, he
What's
did.
he do, Mum?
He did.
He tried it on with her.
That's right.
Try not
used
on with her.
When it was a slack, we used to clean all the windows.
Tell him what he tried on with you.
Oh, he's trying to go mucking me about, messing me. Go, and I'd say, and I'd give him a fling and I pushed him over the table and all. Table and all, and I said, I'm going up the office. And he got up quick, and he said, oh, for God's sake, Rose, he said, think of my wife and the children. I said, well, why don't you think of it? Instead of mucking about the girls. Afterwards, there's Rose this, Rose that.
So you was all right then?
I was all right then, yes.
Oh, dear.
Another time, we used to do overtime. When we used to make mincemeat and all that there on Christmas time. And the girls were saying, it's not fair. We don't get no extra for working overtime. And because our time used to be 6 o'clock. And we never used to leave till 7 o'clock. They said, it's not fair. So I said, well, it's up to us all. I said, if we go on carrying on like this, I said, it's up to us to go to the office and tell them about it. They said, well, I'd go. And they said, will you be the leader, Rose? I said, all right, I'll be the leader. So it's just 7 of us. So anyway, Ivy said, I'll go. So we goes up to the office. I knocks to it was right outside the office door. We had a look at our pension, our wages first. And we said, that's not fair, they didn't give us no extra. So I said, well, it's up to us to go up there. So she said, will you be the leader, Rose? I said, right. I knocked to the office door. She said, come in. And 3 of us went in. Ivy ran away, and the other 4 ran away. 3 of us went in, and I done the speaking. I said, we've been doing a lot of overtime. I said, our time is 6 o'clock, and we've been working on to 7 o'clock, and nearly every night. So she said, oh, well, she said, all right, go back to work. So it appears when we got our pay, we looked at our pay packet, and we had extra. And the other 4 said, it's not fair. You got extra. I said, well, that's your fault if you didn't go in the office with us. The other 2 that was with me, they had it.
Did Ivy get it?
No, because she ran away. She went away with the other 4. She's afraid she could get the sack. So, anyway,
Anyway.
But I mean, you
no.
go and get another job.
That's right, yeah, we should look at the Herald.
Yeah, I know.
Then we had a good service.
Yeah.
We had a good
And
service.
she used to say, I used to say, can I work in the factory? No, you bloody can't. You go and do housework. And when you get married, you know how to look after your own house.
I couldn't go to work not until, because my house is like, I'd like to go to work, Mother. You can't go to work because you've got to help me. I can't do without you. She said, because I can't do it all. So I had to stay home and do the work home. And then Dell and Maud, they used to work up Millby Laundry.
That's right, that's where I wanted to work, and she wouldn't let me.
Elsie did too. Maud was in the darning room. Nell was on the calendars. Elsie was on the calendars. And anyway, I couldn't, I used to say, Mother, I want a new pair of stockings. You could get a pair for 9.3, you know.
Yeah.
The Lyre ones, down Flora Street.
What was 9.3 then?
Well, Lyre stockings is
9.3 pound then.
That's right.
Used to be cheaper than that.
Well, that's what Mother used to pay 9.3 pounds for the Lyre stockings. And anyway, Mother said, I can't afford it this week. can't afford it this week, she said. So I said, well, so Nell used to have stockings that she finished with. She had holes in them, and so did Maud. And they used to say, if you go in for me, you can have these stockings. I'd say, all right. And I used to refit them. I had to refit this, what they used to give me. I had to cut off the old one and refit them. But I had to do it first when I got it. I had to do it first. Then when we were younger, we used to go to pictures. Mother never had no money for us to go to pictures. We used to go in Millway Docks and buy coal. 1/2 of coal on your back, take it up, and we used to go to people asking if they want any coal. And we'd go in the docks and buy it for them, and we'd carry it on our backs and take it up to the top of the house where they lived. And they used to give us tuppence, and that used to be for to go to pictures. And we used to go to the Bughouse then.
That's right.
We used to go to Bughouse for tuppence.
Yeah, in the silent film.
That's right.
We used to play the piano.
Do you remember the sticky back?
Yeah.
Well, on the side was a door, and there was St James's Picture House on the opposite nearby. We used to go at the side of the sticky back shop, and there was a window, the toilet window.
That's what
and
that
they used to have
bloody
it
Kenny
open.
used to do.
And we used to climb in there, and then we used to say, "Oh, we've been to the toilet," but then we could go to pictures then.
Yeah.
We used to go in then.
That's what he used to do.
That's where I got it from, wasn't it?
Pardon?
Yeah, you must have got it off Rosie.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't the only one. We all used to do it.
Well, I know he used to do it, but
No.
he must have got it off you.
Well, of course, I don't think he was born because I was born. I don't think he was born then, Elder, because I was 14 when he was born, and I was younger than that when it happened. I said I was younger than that. You wasn't thought of. I said you wasn't thought of.
Oh, I don't mean that way. I mean, he caught it off you.
No, you said I don't remember that.
I said he must have got it off you.
Oh, did
And
he?
you said he couldn't have got it off you because he wasn't even born then.
No, he wasn't, because you wasn't born. You wasn't born either.
Tell him what I means, Kenny. And number one.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I went up to Brighton unexpectedly. He was down on the green.
Oh, yeah, tell him that.
And then, of course, Tony, your dad said, they're down on the green. So we goes down there, and you saw us, and you was supposed to have been playing the bugle. And he was going to, like, his feet was going to... His feet was like this, and then Tony saw it. And what was Tony doing? He was
On the stretcher.
bandaging somebody up, and he was looking up. And he was looking over, going to say, "Oh, that's our Rose there."
No, it was him on the floor, wasn't it? And they was bandaging
That's right.
him up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my Aunt Rose there and Uncle Boris. Oh, dear.